introduce you to somebody because this gal is amazing. She's very educated in the health arena, and she was having some struggles on her own, and one of them I think was she can confirm, but she was having some weight loss resistance issues, and I want to bring her on. So let's bring Jess on. Hi Jess, go ahead and unmute, sweetheart, and let's get you on here. Hi.
Buddy.
Hi, how are you? You look so cute. You do. I know you're nervous, but you know what? There's no need to be nervous. So I want you to share with the audience, in this group, you when you came to the group, you understand what the group is about. This is a ladies only group. And a lot of ladies in here are just struggling with their weight and they're struggling with their health and not feeling good. So I want you just to share like your story about what prompted you to want to take the next step into learning about your health and getting better.
Well, interestingly enough, I had started a weight loss challenge 2 weeks before you. And I kept up with their workout portion, but I followed your nutrition. But basically, I came back, like I struggled, I was diagnosed with PCOS in high school. I had gotten into working out already in junior high, always had to watch my weight, got into competing and bodybuilding. And that's how I knew you, Terry, not very well, more acquaintance. And followed your cancer journey and I was a free member in your free group and for, I don't know, 2 years or so. And I, but because I've done it before, I was like, I know what I'm doing. I'll just do it again. And then bring in 2 more kids and now you're 30s and hormone changes. And I'm like, this doesn't work the way it used to,
Right.
And I've been a nurse for 16 years, but I'm very much, it's a system. Our system's upside down. And I'm like, I am not going on meds. Half of our stuff is preventable from lifestyle modification. And so I had told my coworker about you and, I guess I would listen to your videos, but I wasn't like, I hadn't dug in, and I'm a researcher. Before I do anything, right, I'm going to know every little thing. And so I encouraged my coworker, and then 4 months later, she had reached out to you. And then 4 months later, we brought it up, and it was total little God wink. That was like a Thursday, and you were running your boot camp that weekend. And we're like, I said, I'll do it with you. And I'm thinking like, I'm already in the challenge for 2 weeks in, and everything's going great. But after listening to your boot camp, I was like, this is me. I don't have a diagnosis yet. I look good on paper. I'm fat, but I am look good on paper. Even like my cholesterol, yeah. I don't believe in a healthy fat person like they try to tell you there is. Yeah. You're fat, you're not healthy.
Yeah.
Even if your labs look good, it's a matter of time. So listening to you dive deeper into it, and diabetes made a whole lot more sense the way you explained it. And I'm a very visual person, so picturing it, I was like, I'll do this with you, Charisse, because I need it. It's a matter of time until I'm pre-diabetic type 2 and, on and on and on, and then heart disease and this and that. So that was what prompted me, because I was just like, what do I have to lose?
Right.
And you touched on the mental health, and that's my biggest issue. Like, yeah. I can give me a date and you give me pounds to lose and I will do it. I know I can, however I have to, but it's sticking with it in a lifestyle change. That's what I needed, not just a show date or a wedding or this. I needed lifestyle.
I love your story because you are, like you said, you've been in the industry, you're a nurse, 16 years, and you are educated. It's like with me, like when I got cancer, right? Like I am so educated in health, but how does somebody like me get cancer? And it's so it brings you to a whole new appreciation for the body and what can break down on a cellular level. And I think that's like, they're not teaching this in nursing school and med school. So when you and like you said, one of the biggest things you just said, which is so key, is you looked good on paper. I hear that all the time. Like my clients will go to their doctors and they'll be like, oh, your blood sugar is a little high, your A1C is a little high, but it's okay. We'll just put you on medication. And can you touch on that a little bit? Why is it that the MDs are so driven to just want to put you on medication and not get to the underlying root cause?
Because back when they started, it goes back, I mean, not to get political, but like Obama and just the way they gauge things, it's outcome based. Yeah. So, clinically needs to look good. So if your patients, your labs are coming back and it's looking good, who cares if it was a medication that caused the change or who cares if it was a lifestyle change? We know which one works better. and what's
Yeah.
longer lasting and what has less side effects and what's
Yeah.
cheaper in the long run. But I think that's part of it. And I think we have such a instant gratification thing that our group, culture, that doctors know they're beating their head against a wall, even the ones that want to. Because I remember when we were struggling to get pregnant with the second one, it had been, I don't remember, a few months, and I just wanted a baseline of my hormones. So I went in and she said, well, we could do metformin, you've had this. And I said, no. I said, I will be blunt. I've been a lazy, what? And I said, I haven't done I haven't done my diet. I haven't exercised. And I said, I just want a baseline to know if there's something there that I need to look at, or in my heart, I truly felt it was just, I needed to get more. I knew it was me. And she said, oh, I wish there was more people like you. And I think that's, I believe that there's a lot of them that they don't really know where to go, or they just know because
Yeah.
so we have friends that are like, oh, that's too hard. Everybody and their brother wants to know what we're doing now. But yet when you start to say, it's like, oh, that's really,
Yeah.
I'm like, not
Yeah.
hard. It's
Right.
not. You like
Yeah.
your cravings, you do that. So I believe that there is a part of doctors, but I believe like our people in general, whether it's a job, school, working out, eating, oh, it's too hard. Isn't there an easier way? And it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's not going to last and it's not going to give you the results you want. So I guess you choose. So I think that's kind of, and then there's just doctors that don't believe. They have been
Yeah.
thoroughly brainwashed that pills are the only way. You don't have control of your body. I'm not quite sure where their faith part is in that, but yeah, I think it's a good mix. But we
Yeah.
live,
Well, what
we
we've learned, what we've learned is that the body, when it breaks down, the body has an innate intelligence to heal itself. And this is why I'm so adamant and so passionate in this group to give the holistic perspective to all the ladies in here, because they're not being told that. That's not being shared. When they go to their doctor to get their prescription or to get a diagnosis, which the doctors are brilliant at diagnosing, not gonna undermine that at all. They are, but they're not taught they don't believe that the body can heal itself.
right.
And I'm just like, it's not true. I mean, I see it 100 times a week of women being able to, reverse their diabetes and feel better and lose weight. But anyway, so again, the message is that we have to, like you said, we've got to take matters into our own hands. We have to give equal time. If you're believing so much that you can heal your body on medication, you at least have to then research not being on medication and what you can do from a holistic perspective. And that's what this group is. This group is giving that perspective. So when you decided to do camp, you said you did it primarily to help your girlfriend, but you too were struggling, right? You had some weight loss resistance. You didn't feel good. You had cravings.
Oh yeah, I'm bloating. And my gut,
Bloating, yeah.
felt like I needed to go in and get a scan, but I was like, I don't know. I had such bad left under my rib, and medical people were the worst when it comes to,
Right.
I just don't have, so I don't have anything, but I was literally like, do I have something going on? But I just had so much bloating. I can't say my sleep wasn't bad, but my mood, I was just in a funk, and it's like, you have to, and you put on your happy face, but it's like, I was like, I want more energy for my kids. I turned 40 in September. So I had set a goal in January. I want to be back in 2009 shape. Granted, that's going to look different after kids, but I had that goal. I totally forgot that goal. So I've never ever shared that with you. I don't think of when I turn 40, I want to be back in shape. So that was really, I was just tired of being sick and tired. And I was really sick and tired of my up and down. And I'm like, my mind was that is the key for me. Not everyone is, but for me, that's very much.
Well, you decided, okay, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to understand kind of how to do this the right way. I'm willing to dig deep and go through what I need to go through to figure this out. And just 3 months ago, I want to show this graphic because this is incredible. Just 3 months ago, you were 35 pounds heavier. So in 3 months, you've lost 35 pounds, 25.5 inches. You're down 6 sizes. In 3 months. How can that be possible? I mean, people are going to look at this and be like, whatever. But
I say take the first 10 as poop and water, and the rest is doable. But once you get going and
Right.
like you start incorporating the fasting and like this last extended fast we just finished, like that was amazing for me. Like, well, I told you after I started eating it, I dropped a pound per day,
Yeah.
and just, I might create, I don't know. I've never been in this easy of a place where I am not looking up recipes. I'm not thinking about, oh, this is my cheat day on this day on the
And you're
week.
not weighing yourself every day,
No, because I
right?
really don't care. I feel good. So I don't really care what the scale says. So
Right. And that's what women do who have weight loss resistance, who are so driven by the scale and dieting, is they weigh themselves every day. And
yeah,
that is exhausting.
twice a
And that
day.
causes stress on the right. It's exhausting. And it also plays with your psyche, because if you're up 2 pounds in one day and you think there's no way you can gain physically 2 pounds of fat in a day. There's no way, right? You can gain water weight. And just like when you lose 5 pounds in a day, like women weigh themselves and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm down 5 pounds. And then their whole day is amazing. But you can't lose 5 pounds of fat in a day either. So the scale it's just a psychotic mess, right? With the scale. So I want you to talk about like how just that was a relief, just to learn how to not have to depend on the scale
I
for.
think, and for me, like I said earlier, I'm very visual. Like the thought of you explaining cell and cell health and feeding ourselves, and when we're getting everything we need properly and eating the right way, you shouldn't be. I mean, of course, you're going to have cravings. And, I'm still at that age where, you got times of the month and, but this month I have to say I didn't have cravings. So okay, I just drew a blank. What was your question?
It's okay. We're talking about cravings, like how you were able to in 3 months get these
Yeah.
kind of results. And just, women will say a lot of times, well, my cravings are so bad, I don't even know how that would ever be possible to
Right.
be able to.
And I think because you start in on the mental aspect of things right away. And it's like everything we've gone through at some point in our life, maybe not right now. And just giving myself grace and saying the failing forward. And it's a process. This is lifetime. So we're not meeting a deadline. We're not like everyone's in a different place. Some people are only at 24-hour, one meal to some people are still at 4. That was just really key for me. Like, we are all in this together. We're all doing the same thing, but it looks a little different for each person, depending on our health and where we're at and meds and everything else. And that you're doing this forever, Jess. So there's no, if you screw up one day, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make this deadline. I got to be on stage, or I got to fit in a dress or whatever. It's like, no, you just keep going. Just
Right.
figure out where your hiccup was, if it was a mental block or whatever, and keep going. And that has, just telling myself that it's okay. I'm a self-sabotager. Like, I've learned that in the last few years. Like, I make life tougher than it needs to be because of me.
Right. Yeah. And so I love this. I make you guys just fill out these little questionnaires before we interview. And I loved your answer to when you decided that you were going to do this journey. I asked you, so far, what was your aha moment for you? Do you remember what the answer was? It was about
Metabolism, like eating.
how much control we have over our health. So you said how much, and let's talk about that, because most people think they don't have any control over their health. They give the control to their doctors because they think their doctors have the answer via drug and via medication. So when you say, I couldn't believe that I had so much control over my health, talk about that.
Well, just, I mean, not to bring up competing again, but we know there's a lot of science to that and how much you can manipulate the body. So I don't know why I was so like, oh my gosh, duh, like that carries over to everything. So like, just like the cellular health and just how much, like, it's really in our hands. Like, it really is. Once you learn from you how the body works, what these cells are doing, why the insulin's resisting, why your body's full of sugar and it can't work, and just how to go through the steps to get you where you need to be, and listening to yourself, your true body, not your mind and your heart, but am I truly hungry? Is this really craving? Like, this is just my body working itself out. I think that's where you realize, like, no, I can do this. I'm in control. Like, now is the time to repair my body and truly listen to it. Because when we listen to our body, we go a lot further versus I'm stressed and eat ice cream. Oh, I'm excited. We won something. Let's go out and have a pig fest or, so
Right. Right.
it's just you make it very simple. And I think understanding is once people are educated, you can never undo that. And it makes you're motivated because now you understand the true damage you're doing. I never understood. I knew sugar was bad, but the way you explain it, it's more like I don't want to do that to
Right.
myself. Now I'm picturing all these little cells and damage. And
Yeah, and it's all about education. And that's why I like this class tonight. We're going to talk about weight resistance, the causes, because most women think they're doing everything right and they think they're doing these things. And it's deeper than just what you put in your mouth, like calories in, calories out, right? And so this is why I just love being able to have you on and have girls on to share their testimonies because it is possible, especially someone like you who's very educated. You know, you're very educated. So you came to camp and you learned a lot at camp. Give the ladies kind of your opinion or an invite and why they should come to camp. I mean, again, women who are very smart, this is going, or even feel like they're educated about their diet. This is going to be good for them. Why?
right. Because I think like you're where the so and then this goes a little deeper. You're where the latest nutrition research is. Our country follows research from 15 to 20 years ago. And so where you're at and you're teaching us, I'm like, we're miles ahead because now you're hearing about autophagy and you're hearing, and I'm like, this has been Terry's world for how many years already? And I chose to be, not wait this long, but it's just, it's so easy and you have nothing to lose and money might be an issue, but I figured this out because I'm a tightwad. It is $47 a week. And I was spending that being lazy, not prepping my meals and going to the gas station and going to the grocery store every day for lunch. So I was spending more than that and getting fatter and more miserable and unhealthy. So I was like, I'm investing in myself. You're not just giving us a diet. You're not just giving us an exercise plan. You're touching, you're holistic. You are the mind, body, and the whole thing. And I feel like any lifestyle change cannot be done lifelong unless you encompass all of that and you do that. And I'm like, you're way too cheap. Much. And you like women, you guys need to know, like originally you're going to invest in yourself. You're going to have to sit down and watch, but you'll never undo your education with Terry. You'll never, whether you choose to follow it down the road, that's your choice, but you will never ever lose that knowledge. And even if you get off track, you now know how to get back on track. But I would totally recommend Terry. I have recommended her to everyone, because pretty much everyone around us is not getting what the results. A pill, maybe they lost some weight, but they're just staying where they're at. They're not getting any better.
Yeah, it's not lasting. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, nothing breaks my heart more than women who suffer, like who truly are suffering and are just getting the wrong advice, and they just, a lot of times by the time they get to me, they're just like most people, they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and let's go and do something about it,
Right.
And so again, I'm going to show this graphic because this is amazing. I'm so happy for you, Jess, because I know that this is for you going to be long lasting. You've made a commitment to your health, a commitment to yourself, and this is only the start for you. You're going to continue to get better and healthier and learn and grow, and you're never going to be on that yo-yo diet again, ever, because you're learning the skill sets to be able to do this for the rest of your life. And I love this comment here. You say, I have given myself grace by not self-sabotaging. I deserve this.
Well, my kids were a big thing too, because it was very much like, and I don't get offended easy. So this sounds harsh to some ladies, but I don't, because I'm like, I am fat. I did it to myself. Like it is what it is. And I know, so many girls are much more sensitive, but my son would say, Mom, are you going to get skinny this summer? So you go in swimming all the time with us? And I'm like, that's my goal. I'm not sure I'm going to get there, but that is my goal.
Kids are so honest, aren't they? They're just brutally honest.
Well, and I don't talk about that, like, because I don't want him to ever become, self-conscious, even as a boy, and I have a daughter. So I don't talk negatively about myself in front of him. I can say it like this, but I don't let him hear me. And I don't, I put myself in uncomfortable situations because I don't want to be that mom that holds myself back. run very embarrassingly, like, oh my God, my fat rolls are shaking. Who's watching me? Like, but now I'm like, no, I need to take care of myself and do it for my kids, myself, my husband, everyone around me. And so he actually made the comment, or when he hugged me, he got his hand around, and then I didn't say anything, but I had said to my husband, I'm like, he actually could put his arms around me together. Like, I was surprised he didn't say anything, because he's almost 8, and he's a boy, so they say whatever they think.
Right. Well, that's, like I always tell people too, it's like when you invest in yourself, right? And you do this work for you, you're doing it for you, but you're also, other people notice, and your family, you're doing it for your family too, because
Right.
you show up better. You become a better
Absolutely.
person, a better mom, a better husband, or a wife, a better husband. You become a better person when you take care of you, because when you're feeling sick, how can you show up for people? I mean, it's hard. It's hard to show up for people when you're not feeling well.
Impatience, because I would be
Yeah.
frustrated with myself. And so you take it out on them, or you're snippy, and you're really not mad at them. You're just mad because you already thinking like, I already bombed my day for food today. I didn't get my exercise in. And it's like, it's not them,
Right.
but it's
Right.
way too easy to snip at them.
Right. Well, Jess, thank you so much for sharing your testimony and sharing everything, because you're going to be a huge inspiration to a lot of women who are in the same boat as you. A very well-educated, frustrated mom who just needed to make a change and invest in her health. So thank you. And congratulations, girl. Amazing.
Thank you.